Shirk, who's done a tremendous job for us this year in the athletic department and really put together all the awards for us. And he's been just doing an unbelievable job. So I just want to give him a little round of applause to show my appreciation for him. Before I begin, I'd like to call up Tony Butrimas, who is our boosters representative, who has a few short remarks, and then we'll get started with the program. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave, for giving me a few minutes tonight. 2 minutes, I promise. My name's Tony Butrimas. I'm the president of the Berlin High School Athletic Booster Association. The other officers of the boosters are Vice President Lucy Halkis, Treasurer Christine Valdesera, Secretary Michelle Borselli, and Media Secretary Rose Mangelo. On behalf of all the athletic boosters, I'd like to congratulate all the winter student athletes, coaches, assistant coaches, trainers, and support staff on completing the winter 21-22 season. To the juniors or seniors who have participated in 3 years of a sport, the athletic boosters are presenting you with a Sweatshirt Award tonight. This sweatshirt is going to be distributed to you right after the awards conclude or by your team booster rep. So the booster reps, all the sweatshirts are in the bags and boxes at the end, and they're marked by your team. This is a long-standing tradition at Berlin High School, and we're happy to continue it. Wear the sweatshirt proudly, you've earned it. The Athletic Boosters gives out 10 scholarships each year to graduating seniors. The applications for scholarships are open, so please make sure to get them submitted by the deadline, which is April 6th. If you have any questions, please check in with the guidance department. The Athletic Boosters are holding several upcoming fundraiser events. The first one is going to be the Spring Car Wash. Is going to be held on Saturday, April 23rd from 9 to 2 right here at the high school. Then we're also holding a shredded event, which is going to be on Saturday, May 7th, 9 to 12, also here at the high school. So bring all your old papers, records, documents. It's $10 a box, and they will all get professionally shredded right on site. And then lastly, we're holding a bingo night. It's going to be Saturday, May 14th, 5 to 9 at the Pavilion at the Berlin Fairgrounds. It's a parents' night out, and only $40 will get you 10 bingo game chances at winning some nice prizes. There's flyers on these fundraising events on the front table. Thank you.
If you ever have interest in the boosters, please send me an email and I can direct you with Tony if you need assistance there. More help, the merrier, definitely. We had a great winter season. It started off a little shaky with COVID. I felt like probably 3/4 of you received a phone call from me with the amount of COVID cases we had in December, January. It was insane. I didn't think we were going to get through this season, but we did. And I think that's a testament to, our coaches. I think it's a testament to our student athletes that persevered, that resilience that I'll be talking about a little bit later on kind of showed. There was a lot of kids that needed to step up, fill in spots for a short time, some that overran a spot. And it took a while before those players coming back to take over. So it was a very intense December and January, to say the least, but we got through it. And I know all of these coaches are going to talk about specific things that have occurred and that have happened, some maybe short stories, their successes going to the quarterfinals and records that they had from swim meets and our track, our freshmen who went to the national championship and placed 10th, not to steal thunder there, but I'm going to be mentioning some of these things, but I don't want to get into everything. And don't think I'm discrediting anybody, but I don't want to steal the coach's thunder and repeat, I'm sure, what they're going to be talking about. But in all honesty, the flexibility of the coaching staff, considering the challenging circumstances, were ever-changing by the minute. They really were. Practice plans, procedures, it just seemed like every day I was, in the office with administration, talking with Brian Benigni, our superintendent, John Schmoltz, our director of security, and thank God, Steve was here. So it was just insane with all the things that were going on. And, just a shout out to our administration, the superintendent, Brian Benigni, and really all the people that make this happen. There's a lot of things that you guys don't really see behind the scenes, especially wintertime, because we have the cafeteria booked up with lunch waves. So custodians had to break that down every single day. And the teams definitely helped out. Wrestling and the cheer team and Unified definitely helped out, after practices and so forth. But just the list of people to make awards, it's not awards, but a winter season happen is remarkable. From the volunteers that we have that help do the scorebook, volunteers and supervisors at games, Paul Salina taking pictures all over the place. Every single event he seemed like he was at. Nick and his crew with Nick Smith, our video production guru, putting some of the games live and taping some of the games. Really just unbelievable, the efforts that went beyond the scenes. So a big thank you to them as well. Coaches, I know the coaches are going to come up here and thank me and thank Steve for everything. You don't have to do that. Let's try to keep this short, concise. That happens every year, but don't. We don't need to thank me. You guys are the ones why we're here, why the kids are here. So you guys should be getting the thank yous without a doubt. So I'm going to recut some of the accomplishments briefly, and I'm not going to steal everybody's thunder, but just get to a couple of big points, okay? Boys basketball had a great season. Went to the quarterfinals, as we all know. And honestly, probably had a great shot. If you were at the game, had a great shot at winning that game, number one seed, and they were scared if you went to that game. And girls basketball, same exact scenario. They had Sacred Heart to the wire. The last minute, it was down to a basket. Just an unbelievable job by the kids, the coach and staff. To get to the quarterfinals, considering where we were the past couple of years with COVID. Just a tremendous job. Boys ice hockey, obviously, coach just tossed the plaque up. I'm not going to say anything. Just hold that up for everybody. There we go. State championship. He'll talk more about that later on. Swim and dive, tied second in the CCC South Division with a record of 6-4. Coach is definitely going to get into all that. He's, if he's like anything like his mother, he'll get into some of the stats and data behind the statistical realm of things. So I'll let Coach Thurston get into that. Indoor track, like I said, coaches are going to talk about some unbelievable individual records. But overall, indoor track, girls basketball, wrestling, all won CCC South championships. We actually had 2 individuals this year play on, one was Kristen Kozlowski, I'm not saying that right, am I? Kozlowski, sorry, thank you. You're going to hear from her coach from Conard. She was a gymnast, and she excelled in every aspect that she could excel. And I just wish we had her earlier, and we could have done this a lot earlier. But ice hockey as well, we had Amy Wall, who was a single female that played on the Nighthawks. I think there was I asked Coach to come. I guess he's on vacation, but I got some insight from talking to some of the coaches. But I went to a couple of games. Girls ice hockey is legit. It's not what you might think it is. Those are the first couple of games that I saw, and they could skate and they can play. It was awesome watching those games. They won the CCC regular season and the CCC championship. So there's, I think, close to 10 schools. But the way they came together, talking with some of the other athletic directors and just sharing the responsibilities was just unbelievable. Cheer team got back into competition again. You obviously see them on the sidelines at basketball games, but it's a heck of a lot more than that. We were fortunate. They actually performed for us, for all the teachers and administrators a couple of times a few weeks back before the state opened, and they did a tremendous job. It was awesome, the amount of work that they put into it, and came up second in a couple of big tournaments, so congratulations to them as well. Wrestling, I know Pete's going to get into the specifics about some of the kids that went to all state, all New England, on the boys' side and girls' side. I mean, this winter season, we capped it off with a state championship, but in terms of the ramifications of what we did, considering the month of December and January, there would be no heckin' way that I thought we'd have all the success we did individually and collectively as a sports program. A lot of late nights for everybody, long season, but without a doubt, it was extremely well worth it. I think the greatest moments for me watching, you guys compete and made me so proud of being the director of athletics at Berlin High School here is what I mentioned before, like just the resilience of our teams that never say die attitude. You can see that in all of our teams competing, that competitive nature and willingness to just leave it on the field, leave it in the courts, leave it wherever you're in the pool, I think by doing that, it represents our student body so important. It really does. And I think that's what being a Berlin resident and a Berlin High School athlete is all about. And if you have that mindset, some of you might be going on to college to play particular sports, but if you have that mindset going further in the work world, when you start your careers and so forth, you guys are going to be freaking very darn successful. I could have used other choice words, but I'm holding it back a little bit. But you guys are going to be so successful, you don't even know it. Keep with that resilience, keep with that competitive nature. It's going to take you places for sure. What I'm going to ask all of the head coaches, if they can come up, just come on up over here. We're going to name off our all-academic team. And our all-academic team is basically, if you receive honors or high honors, you need to have a varsity letter, okay? You need to have a varsity letter, and you need to have honors or high honors in order to get this award. So it's an award, it's an all-academic award. When you come up here, guys and gals, just hang up here. I know perhaps not everybody is here, but we have a good chunk of people, and when they call your name, just come on up and stay up here for a picture op for parents, if you will.
Okay. What do I do? Just say their name?
Name all the kids, and I'll help you.
Okay.
Trap.
I'll start. Go. Okay.
Girls basketball.
Juliana Mancini.
There's a ton of them. If we keep clapping after, not to be rude or disrespectful, but if we clap after one, we might be here until about 1 o'clock in the morning. So let's hold our applause to the end, and we give a big round of ovation for everybody.
Okay. Tara Bingham. She's not here. Julia Farron. Lainey Ferguson. Avery Jordner. Cameron Stepina. Alexa Luth. Gabby Blanco. Grace Catalano, Sammy Harton, and Rachel Valuke. Do we go? Yeah. Okay, go. Now we go back.
No, the girls stay up here. Stay up here, girls.
Oh, okay. You said.
Coaches go back.
Coach is gonna. Okay.
Hello, for indoor track, Taylor Demare, Nina Garofalo, Gina Uba, Claudia Yankovic, Olivia Moraldo, Rose Foss, Natalia Kamita, Nadia Malik, Megan Bresch, Anna Butrimus, Leah Janikowski. Now for the boys, Jack Bukowski, Jack Harton, Sean Hunt, Elia Burgos, Jameson Evans, Brandon Garrity, and Max Ding. All right, let's guys go that way. I'll go.
For ice hockey, Michael Deegan, Jacob Marion, Joshua Bowden, Derek Heckler.
Stay up here, guys, too.
Claire Mcgeever, Taylor Belizzi, Kaylee DeMeo, Brianna DeMarais, Lindsay Eckroat, Olivia Halkias, Jenna Wenzel, Paige Kemish, Maddie Sadowski, Riley Kopp, Alina Azatorian, Jenna Borselli, Ava Desmaris, and Peyton Nadeau.
Keep moving down, Claire.
No, I didn't. Excuse us.
Good evening. For boys basketball, Jonathan Demore, Jacob Furland, Jacob Smalley, Tanner Sparks, Toby Lavender, Kyle Hyde, and River Eberhard.
For wrestling, Natalia Chorzepa, Montes Malinowskis, Nico Coops, Nikki Ibrahimi, Conlon Smard, Malcolm Ferguson, and Jonah Lorenzo.
For unified basketball, Donald Plummer, Julia Greenwood, Isabella Comita, Kenna Roman, Riley Hoops, Jessica Pettit, Kelsey Therian, Reagan McGowan, Alexa Prendergast, Hannah Smola, Gabriel Mata, and Daphne Smith.
It's a good problem to have to sneak through these guys. For men's swim and dive, Alex Milashevsky, Mitchell Rivers, Donovan Young, Glenn Fern, Michael Kobus, Shoham Patel, we're stuck together, there we go. Alex Polochuk, Logan Zesniak, Dominic Picker, John Platt, Marcel Dabeck, Matt Jamrozik, and Lucas Revenaugh.
For gymnastics, Kristen Kozlowski, and for ice hockey, Amy Wall. So just some numbers, really quick. We had 169 winter athletes total. And out of those 169 athletes, 143, this is including JV, freshman, and varsity, received honors. 85% received honors. That's up from 9% from last year. For varsity athletics, we had 105 varsity athletics. And we had 90 out of 105 received honors or high honors. That's 85%, up 12% from last year. So this is only half of them. You heard a lot of names. Some of the coaches will give the gifts or give the certificates elsewhere, but congratulations to this group on such a great achievement. Last photo opportunity. All right, guys, you're good to go. Yeah, watch the cord, guys. Steve. To continue with our academics, we always have 2 Winter Scholar Athlete Awards winners, one male, one female, and it goes to a varsity member, and it's basically the highest GPA. This year, award winners are, for the women, Claire Mcgeever, and for the males, Jacob Smalley. Good job. That's awesome. Congratulations. We're going to take a quick little picture, okay? And just a couple more thank yous. Our trainer, who's been with us for 4 years, she's not in tonight. She was probably freezing from staying out at Sage, from like 2 o'clock to about, I don't know, the girls probably just came back from lacrosse not too long ago. But Adrian Dembeck is just unbelievable. She has the best intentions of your kids to get them back out in the field as quickly as possibly in such a safe manner. So without her, a lot of our student athletes, a lot of your sons and daughters do not get out there as quickly as possible. And also our principal in the back, Eileen Eustace, is in the back over there. She's been unbelievable as well, helping and supporting all of everybody in this auditorium with athletics. Parents, you're a huge part of this program. The class on the sideline, who you cheer for, what you say, whom you say it to. You wouldn't be surprised how many athletes say things to me, say things to their coaches about opposing coaches, opposing fans, and we've been conducting ourselves in a very positive light, 99% of the time, and even the Red Sea as well. It's been unbelievable. So please continue your passion for sports this spring that promotes positive encouragement for our athletes and, more importantly, for our Berlin community. I didn't realize this when I was growing up in your shoes now 20 some odd years ago, or even as a college athlete, but athletes, take some time to thank your parents, not tonight because I said it, but in a random moment. Thank your parents, your mother, your dad, your neighbor, your guardian, your grandparents, whomever helped you get to this particular point. The rides from practice, seeing your family in the stands, huge part of what you've accomplished. It's important to acknowledge those people, the sacrifices that they've made to get you to this point. So please make sure you do that at some point. That's important. And then on behalf of everybody, one last time, congratulations to all of you guys. It has been a remarkable winter season. I know many of you are going to continue with your spring athletics. Take that resiliency, take that commitment, that drive, that effort to the spring season. Share that with the athletes that weren't part of your teams, and let that continue to grow. What we're going to do now is I'm going to turn it over to Steve Kirk. There was a ton of awards that we had to produce. If there was a mistake in your eyes, please don't write a hate email to me. There's a lot of students here. We've been pretty good the last couple of years with getting awards correct. However, there are some instances based on grades entering and coming late that there could be some situations where it's not right out. If something does happen where you think your son or daughter should have been a scholar athlete, please let me know, and we'll take care of it, and we'll publicly notify everybody about the correction. Okay? Thank you for that. Steve Kirk is going to come up here and start getting into all the coaches and their awards, and that's enough from me. Thank you. Enjoy the evening tonight.
Thanks, Coach. What we're going to do now is bring each team up, not the team, but the coach, one by one. They'll give out some awards, talk about their seasons. Then at the end of the ceremony, we will go into breakout rooms, and then further information and awards will be handed out. So we will start with our team of one, gymnastics, Jessica Blavel.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. My name is Jessica Blavel, and I'm the head coach of the Conard High School gymnastics team. As you may know, Berlin High School does not have a gymnastics team. Because of this, when a gymnast is interested in representing her high school in our sport, they may be able to get the opportunity to attach themselves to another high school and follow along with their schedule. This year, Conard had the absolute pleasure of taking Kristen Kozlowski in as a part of our team. Although she did not have a team of her own here to celebrate with, I couldn't imagine not being here to recognize her for all that she has accomplished and contributed to us throughout her senior season. Although her uniform was different from ours, she truly felt like a member of our team. Joining a new group of 22 strangers can be an intimidating task, but she stepped in day one without missing a beat. She attended practices with us 5 days a week and attended every single one of our meets. Her many years of experience truly showed as she led our team each day by example with an incredible work ethic, positive attitude, and infectious enthusiasm. When she wasn't in the middle of performing a skill herself, you could always count on her to be a supportive teammate, cheering from the sidelines and pushing others to be their best. On the competition floor, she conducted herself with such poise and truly stood out among all of the athletes in our very competitive conference. Made up of former state open champions Southington, Glastonbury, and other highly competitive schools, Kristen was instantly recognized for her beautiful choreography and outstanding form. At our Winter Invitational, consisting of all 6 conference teams and more, Kristen placed 5th on vault, 8th on floor, and 10th in the all-around. Her season averages at our conference dual meets placed her on the all-conference team in both the vault and the floor exercise. This places her within the top 15 athletes of our entire conference on these events. It's impressive to note that these averages included the first few meets in which she even competed on a sprained ankle. As we all know, the commitment these student athletes make to their sports can be so demanding, both physically and mentally, but with some of the greatest reward. After a lifetime of dedicating herself to this sport, it has been a true honor to play even a small role in the end of Kristen's gymnastics career. It has brought me such joy to see her get to compete her senior season in the supportive and fun environment of high school gymnastics. She has truly made an impact on every single athlete on our team in the best way possible, and she has left her mark for years to come. Please join me in congratulating Kristen on all of her accomplishments and wishing her the best in her future endeavors.
All right, we'll now have the boys' ice hockey coach, Paul Holensky.
As Steve said, my name is Paul Holensky. I'm a lifelong Berlin resident, and I'm the assistant coach of the Newington Co-op ice hockey team, of which Berlin is a charter member. It was exactly 10 years ago to the day, last Thursday, that a group of 8 Berlin High School athletes joined with their Newington High School compatriots on the ice at Ingalls Rink at Yale University to celebrate the first state championship for the Newington Berlin Co-op hockey program. 1 year later, a second state championship was added to the team's history. And last Thursday, 9 Berlin High School players gathered on the Parati Arena ice on the campus of Quinnipiac University to celebrate with their teammates and fans a third state championship symbolized by this plaque. Congratulations. During the 13 years that Berlin High School athletes have been members of the co-op program, there have been 3 state championships, 4 league championships, and 3 league tournament championships. It's been quite a run. And next year, with 7 Berlin players returning, the team looks forward to another successful campaign, aiming for another championship title. This year's members of the co-op hockey team from Berlin, and gentlemen, if you'll please stand when I call your name. Seniors, Blake Blackwood and Jack Reynolds. Juniors, Mike Deegan, Joshua Grimm, Derek Heckler, Andrew Stribling, and Zach Wall. Sophomores, Jacob Marion, and freshman, Joshua Bowden. And I just want to add that senior Blake Blackwood has been invited to participate in this weekend's upcoming All-Star hockey tournament, in which players will be selected to play against a similar All-Star team from the state of Massachusetts. So Blake, good luck this weekend. On behalf of these players and the rest of the coaching staff, I'd like to thank the parents, the administration, and the many loyal fans at Berlin High School that supported the team this year and made this season so enjoyable and memorable. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. The girls' ice hockey coach, Mike Carrera, could not be here tonight. We did recognize Amy earlier. Amy, I do have your letter, so if you want to see me afterwards, you can get that. That would be awesome. We'll move on to boys' basketball and Darren Ayotte.
Good enough. Thank you, Steve. As you can see, I am not Stan Glowiak, our interim varsity basketball coach. Unfortunately, Coach Glowiak could not attend tonight's event, but I know I speak for him and Coach Devon Jackson, our freshman coach this year. It was his first season with the team, a welcome addition, no question about that. I know I speak for them. And our varsity assistant coach, Kevin Stritch, when I say congrats to all of the winter sports programs on a successful 2021-22 season. It was a year unlike any other, to say the least, for our program. We lost our leader in December, Mike Veneziano. Most of you know him as Coach V, to his battle with cancer. But in typical Berlin fashion, this community and this school showed its true colors and supported us when we needed it most. I cannot put into words what it meant to us and to Coach V's family to see that level of support. Coach V night was nothing short of spectacular. I hope a lot of you were there in attendance or watched it from home. The kids learned a lifetime worth of lessons, all in just this one season. Got the best out of us coaches and the best out of our kids as well, who played inspired basketball to the very end. Varsity finished 15-5, made the conference and state tournaments, and pushed top-seeded Colby Cathedral to the brink in the state quarterfinals. Simply put, the coaches could not be more proud of the kids this season. Freshman and JV teams also made their mark, each finishing with their best single-season record in the last 5 years. I would like to first introduce our seniors this season. When I call your name, you can just stand up. Captain Mike Ciarcia. Captain Jacob Furland. Jake Smalley. Captain Ryan Steck. And John DeMore, Kyle Hyde, and Tanner Sparks. John, Kyle, and Tanner unfortunately could not make it here this evening. We had 2 student athletes make all-conference this season as well, which was a tremendous accomplishment for us. When we call your name, you can come on up and receive your certificate. Junior Moreno Finelli. And senior captain Ryan Steck. Both Marino and Ryan were actually selected to partake in the CCC versus Berkshire League All-Star Game, which will be on Saturday night at Wamogo Regional High School at 8 o'clock for anybody who's interested. So congrats to Marino and Ryan for representing Berlin basketball. And now our team award winners for this season. Let me just start by saying that this was really tough for us. We had a lot of great kids. And these are the types of things where we spend a lot of time talking amongst the coaches, but these are our award winners for this season. Our Coaches Award winner, Senior Captain Ryan Steck. Now, if you don't know Steck, he's pretty soft-spoken, but he certainly lets his game do the talking. He averaged 10.3 rebounds per game this season. That was 9th in the state. At one time this season, he was averaging well over 15 rebounds per game, which was 2nd in the state. He also led us in scoring this season. Up next, our Most Dedicated Player Award goes to Senior Captain Jacob Furland. Jacob's value was immeasurable this season, to say the least. I can't tell you how many times Jacob was texting or calling coaches at 11 o'clock at night, going over strategy for tomorrow's game. He spent hours watching game film, just wanted what was best for the team above anything else. By year's end, we went from calling him Jacob to calling him Coach, and rightfully so. He earned that moniker, so congratulations, Coach. Our Hustle Award winner goes to Kyle Hyde. Kyle set the tone on day one with his energy and effort. Again, Kyle cannot make it this evening. Really a run through a brick wall kind of guy, and I mean that literally. Hustling for a basketball one day in practice, literally ran through a wall trying to save it, had multiple stitches, came back as soon as he could, and was on the court again, setting the tone for us on both ends. So congratulations to Kyle. And finally, our Redcoat Award winner, Senior Captain Mike Ciarcia. Michael put the team first despite playing a greater role in years past for us. He was a key contributor off the bench in several close contests, including against Platt here at home, which some of you may have been to. In Coach Glowiak's absence, we did pick up the victory, much needed. So congratulations to Michael for winning the Redcoat Award. Congrats, Mike. I want to quickly thank our interim head coach, Stan Glowiak, whose selfless act of filling in for us this season last minute propelled us to new heights, even with heavy hearts. I have to thank all of the parents, the friends, and family members who came to our games, or maybe you tuned in online. We really appreciate that. Also, special thanks to Val Hyde, Jen Chant, and Darcy Earhart, our Friends of Basketball booster reps this year. So much that they do behind the scenes. It really cannot be said enough. Thank you very much for all that you do. Thanks to Chris and Laura Skinner as well for their concession contributions. We definitely couldn't do it without you. And I, again, cannot thank all of you here tonight, others who are at home, for supporting the program throughout the season. Safe to say, Coach Stritch and I and the entire staff can't wait for next season. So thank you.
We'll stick with the basketball thing and bring up girls basketball coach Sheila King.
Good evening. I'd first like to congratulate all the winter athletes and coaches tonight on all their successes this season. And I know Coach Francolangia said he didn't want a lot of thanks tonight, but he needs a lot of thanks. So Coach Francolangia, Mrs. Eustace, the cheerleaders and their coaches, Coach Letourneau, Coach Hickey, the Boosters Club, and everyone who supported these young ladies this winter. Your support did not go unnoticed, and we are forever grateful. I'd like to introduce my assistant coaches, Ken Scoblin and Jason Pyrus. You keep us all grounded, energized, and certainly achieving at our highest potential. And thank you for all you bring daily to practices and games. Right, girls? Yes? Okay. The girls had an outstanding season this year, bolstered by strong leadership, commitment, and dedication. They had an exciting and rewarding season. The girls had an overall record of 15 wins and 9 losses, won the CC Divisional South title, and were seeded 9th in the Class MM state tournament. They hosted and won 2 exciting home court state tournament games, enjoying the advantage and energy of outstanding hometown fans and the famous Red Sea. The girls fought hard and defeated both Weston and North Brantford, advancing to the Class MM state quarterfinal against #1 seeded Sacred Heart Academy, who eventually went on to win the state MM championship. As disappointing as that loss was, this group of young ladies should take great pride in knowing that they gave the Sacred Heart team the most difficult game of their season, keeping them scoreless for the first 6 minutes of the game, holding them to their lowest game points on the season, and just 5 points away from knocking off the #1 team. The girls won't forget how electric the gym was at Sacred Heart, supported by incredible fans, teachers, and administrations. These girls have very much to be proud of. We have 2 offensive awards to give out tonight to juniors Kaylee DeMeo and Jenna Wenzel. Kaylee led the team in scoring, field goal percentage, and rebounds. She was the player opposing teams had to worry about each night. She also received CCC All-Conference honors. Can you have her All-Conference? Jenna led the team in steals, assists, and was second on the team in scoring. She assumed the role this year of point guard, off guard, and wing player on any given night. And the coaching staff looks forward to their upcoming senior years. Outstanding players for us. Thank you, girls. Yeah. The Redcoat Award for leadership and determination, and as Coach Franco talked about, resiliency, goes to senior captain, forward Riley Kopp. If anyone knows how to overcome obstacles, it would be Riley Kopp. Faced with illness early in the season and then by an ankle injury near the end of the season, Riley maintains steadfast and determined and can always be heard cheering on her teammates relentlessly in practices and in games. And from what the girls have told me, She can give a sometimes long but always encouraging pregame speech even before the coaches get in the locker room. Thank you, Riley, for all you have done for your teammates and for your dedication to the program. We wish you all the best as you choose your college and pursue your nursing career. Thank you, Riley.
Thank you.
Our Coaches Award for Leadership and Most Valuable Player goes to senior captain and guard forward Claire Mcgeever. Claire will always be known as possibly the greatest defensive player in program history. She always accepted and never turned down the opportunity to stop and dismantle the opposing team's #1 player. She studied their film and prepared for it each game. Opposing coaches have often referred to her as Berlin's stopper. Despite a defensively focused night each and every game, Claire still led the team in three-point shooting and was third on the team in scoring and assists. She also received CCC South All-Conference honors. She is a warrior, competitor, and leader who has left a tremendous impact on the girls' basketball program. We wish her all the best as she will be playing lacrosse at Bates next year and will sure to be a tremendous asset to the lacrosse team, without a doubt. We'll miss you, Claire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate Coach not mentioning this, but for those that don't know, my brother happened to coach that Sacred Heart Academy team. I was hoping you got me some bragging rights here, but I promise you, you made him sweat and squirm a lot more than he wanted to. So job well done, job well done. We will now bring up the unified coaches, Ashley Casello and Kim Dunnigan.
Good evening. Coach Dunnigan and I are very proud to stand here after a successful and busy unified basketball season. We have thoroughly enjoyed this season, all its practices, scrimmages, and tournaments, and continue to learn so much about how to best support our BHS Unified Sports Program. We were met with a win and a tie at East Hartford High School tourney, and we won one of our games at the Southington High School tourney and had fun doing it. Before we get to the awards, we wanted to thank a few people. Thank you to our team, first of all, for being exactly who you are. You have brought us immeasurable joy, laughs, and gave us something to look forward to and smile about at the end of a long school day. You are truly what make the Unified Sports Program what it is. Also, shout out to our one and only senior, Don Plummer. I don't think he's here tonight. And thank you to our insanely supportive fans and families. We are lucky to have all of you in our corner. Also, thank you to our booster reps, Terry Ann Therian and Karen Pettit. Our unified crew is highly motivated by snacks, and you never cease to disappoint on that front. Your support and constant communication has been beyond valuable. I know he said not to, but thank you to Dave Francolangia and Steve Kirk. We are so grateful to have the opportunity to coach this outstanding team and endlessly appreciate all the support and guidance you both provide. Finally, I personally want to thank Kim Dunnigan. Kim is the ultimate partner to coach with. Kim Dunnigan is on top of all the little things 10 steps ahead, and has one of the biggest hearts around. Her care and compassion for the team is so obvious, and I am beyond lucky to get to work alongside her. This season, the Coaches Award goes to a partner on our team that demonstrated independence and maturity consistently. They were always engaged with the athletes and other partners. They took initiative, they showed student leadership, and they consistently supported and embodied the values of the Unified Sports Program. The Coaches Award goes to Isabella Comita. The Redcoat Award this season goes to an athlete that never missed a practice, scrimmage, or tournament. They're always moving, actively practicing and playing, and have demonstrated so much social growth from soccer season to now. The Redcoat Award goes to Gabriel Mata. This is it. Come on up and get it, man. This is it. You did. Coach Dunnigan and I are excited to share a new award this season. The Marie Siegel Partner Award was created as an ode to Coach Siegel, who started the unified program at BHS and coached for many years. Coach Siegel was known for her wholehearted belief in the unified sports program and the immensely important role that the partners play in this program. This partner is always working to interact with the athletes, helping in any way they can, and again, takes initiative, which is one of the most valuable and admirable qualities of a unified sports partner. The Marie Siegel Partner Award goes to Daphne Smith.
We will now bring up our cheerleading coaches, Meg Hickey and Nicole Letourneau.
Good evening. So we first like to acknowledge the dedication and perseverance of all the members of our cheerleading team. These girls showed great spirit all year long. They learned the importance of balancing schoolwork with practice, how to be accountable to one another, and what it means to be successful in this sport. With tryouts being the year prior in June and ending with our last competition in March, we had a strong group of committed and dedicated cheerleaders.
We appreciate you girls and are proud of your continued commitment to Berlin High School cheerleading. We are graduating 5 seniors this year. We are sad to see them go, but know our loss is someone else's gain. Alexa Luth, Abigail Cutler, Jessica Flynn, Juliana Mancini, and Lexi Elitis. We appreciate all you have done for this program and wish you the best in your future. The first award we are giving out tonight goes to a cheerleader who has been an integral part of this program for the past 4 years. From having new coaches to an injury that took you out for an entire season in a year disrupted by COVID, your commitment and dedication to this team has helped make this program what it is. You have demonstrated yourself to be an exceptional leader with outstanding character both on and off the mat. We have appreciated all your hard work and support you have shown towards us and your teammates. We would like to present the 2022 Coaches Award to Alexa Luth. The next award goes to a cheerleader who has made exceptional growth in skill and leadership. She has been a huge component in helping this team get to where it is today. She made practice fun when it was needed and encouraged and supported her teammates always. Every underclassman understood that you respected and cared about them. Your positive attitude and wonderful energy made this season a great one. We would like to present Abigail Cutler with the 2022 Redcoat Award.
You're good. The next award goes to a cheerleader who for the past 4 years has put her all into this program. The patience and effort you constantly put towards our team will have a lasting effect on us. You demonstrated daily what it means to be a Berlin High School cheerleader, both on and off the mat. You displayed commitment and dedication to this program, always gave it your all at practice, were encouraging and supportive to all of your teammates, and were someone we as coaches could always count on. We would like to present Jessica Flynn with the All-Around Award. Our final award goes to a truly incredible young person. You are an extremely talented cheerleader and never once let the pressures of excelling in both academics and athletics get to you. You are what a strong work ethic and dedication looks like. We appreciate you genuinely sharing your love of the sport, your commitment, your passion, and your dedication to truly making this team better. We would like to present Juliana Mancini with the Cheerleading Spotlight Award. And we just want to thank you all again and congratulate our entire team on a wonderful year. You're good. Thanks.
All right, we will move on to our boys and girls indoor track. Head coach Steve Susi couldn't be here, but we will hand the podium over to John Ladd and Deshaun Putman.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John Ladd, and this is Coach Deshaun as well. We are both part of the coaching staff for indoor track for boys and girls. Our main coaches, Steve Susi and Brian Foreman, were real dedicated, as you know, but they had conflicts this evening. This winter, we had close to 40 athletes participating in indoor track. We had limited competition season, though, due to the ongoing COVID restrictions. Can't wait to not say that again. And limited meet availability. Even with limited competition, though, we were still able to have multiple state open qualifiers and one national qualifier. All athletes enhanced their fitness level, so now they will be able to transition into outdoor track season more effectively and any other sport that they may be participating in during the spring. From a recognition perspective, I would like to start out by thanking our seniors, as they have all given so much to our program over the 4 years and would be missed in the years to come. And if you're here, if you could please stand quickly, that'd be great. Ben Fisher, Jack Harton, Sean Hunt, Alex Alitis, Dan Lamoureux, Sean Malone, Bailey Bachowski, McKenna Dalick, Taylor Demaray, Nina Garofalo, Carly Perales, Margaret Taylor, and Gina Uba. On to the individual awards. For the boys, Redcoat Awards. These three boys worked extremely hard throughout the season and led their respective groups, both on the track and as leaders. All three showed huge improvements over the course of the season. There's 2 seniors and 1 junior, Jack Harton, Alex Alitis, and Austin Valadesera. Give Austin. For the Boys Coaches Award. This award goes to a senior that posted the fastest times of the year. He ran in the 55-meter and was part of the 4x200 meter relay. The team is sure going to miss his ability on the track, his work ethic in the weight room, and his leadership on and off the field. This year's Coaches Award goes to Sean Hunt. Not certain if Sean's here today. We'll get the plaque. For the girls Redcoats Awards, this year's winners were all part of a big part of the team's relay successes we had. All three not only posted fast times, but led the way in practice with their effort and attention to detail and handoffs. They always bring a positive attitude to both practices and races. This year's winners are Rose Foss, Margaret Taylor, and Taylor Demaray. And the Girls Coaches Award. This award goes to a freshman that had an outstanding season. She set a new school record in the 1,600 meter, which is the metric mile, with a time of 5 minutes and 22 seconds. She was also a state open qualifier in the 1,600 meter and part of our 4x800 meter relay. She also qualified to compete in the prestigious New Balance National Championship meet held in New York City's famous Armory Track and Field Complex, where she placed 14th overall, and that's overall in the U.S., in the freshman Division 1 mile run. Natalia Kamita. We look forward to seeing how well the boys and girls compete this spring when we finally return to a normal season with dual meets and invitationals. Thank you.
All right, we'll now bring up our boys swim and dive coach, Dan Thurston.
Okay. First, feel like I'm repeating myself because we keep hearing about all the amazing things that BHS athletes have done this winter, but congratulations to all the winter sports athletes and coaches on another strong season. To go from the last season and a half of winter seasons to see the resiliency across the board from Redcoat athletes this year was incredible. From buzzer beaters on Coach V night, okay, to a hockey state championship, to a national qualifying freshman, quite a season to be a Redcoat. Dave said not to say thank you. I can't not say thank you, sorry Dave. Thank you to all the administration, especially for a team that practices off-site and competes for home meets in 3 different locations. For Mrs. Eustace, for Mr. Francolangia, for Steve, who was on the phone with me about buses like 6 times a day. Thank you so much for everything you did to support us. We could not have done anything near what we did this season for us as a team or for us as an athletic department without you. Thank you to the parents for everything that you did this season in trying to make it a normal season, from drive-up pasta dinners to driving people to 6:45 or 6:30 or 6 o'clock practice in the morning. Okay, your support is incredible, and the fact that you really want to make an impact on these athletes and on their experience stands out among Berlin athletes. Thank you to our boosters reps for the work that you do on a daily basis. It goes unsung sometimes. Christine Cugno, wherever you are, you're always 10 steps ahead of me, so I feel like everywhere I look, you've just moved. Thank you for always being 1 step ahead of me and knowing what we needed before we needed it. Okay, so thank you. Please give them a round of applause. I want to start by introducing my coaches, our coaches. Jan Zagorski is our diving coach this year. I could not be more thrilled for our divers to get to work with Jan. I knew that coming in. Jan balances teams from 3 different places and is another person who is flying from one place to another, from practice to a meet, or from a meet to practice and to another meet. And rightfully so, Jan got recognized last night at the All-State Banquet as the CHSCA Diving Coach of the Year. More about some of the results of her work in a little bit. And also, I can't say enough thank you to Coach Andrea Gallo for stepping in literally right as the girls' season ended, and I'm sure she was tired and ready for a break, to jump in and help us out through the course of the year, to have her expertise on the deck this year, her calm, Her help and her advice in some tight meets with things coming down to the wire was incredible. And I could not have asked her a better person to work with, so thank you. I think I speak for most of us this year. We had a young team this year. We started out, we had 2 seniors who we want to recognize right now. Okay, Adrian Polochuk, if you could stand up. And Elliot Black. All right. We had a young team who very easily could have said, okay, we're getting back in the swing of things, but decided right from the start that we were going to work hard, we were going to put our nose to the grindstone, and we were going to develop and have a strong competitive year. Somebody once told me that leadership's not a title that's given to you. Okay? It's something you act on every day. We were lucky enough to have 2 seniors, to have 4 captains who jumped into that role. I'd like to recognize them now. Adrian Polochuk, Adam Glavin, Matt Jamrosic, and Marcel Daybeck. Okay. I was incredibly proud of these guys for the way they stepped in and took a team, especially for those of them who are juniors, okay, who took a team with not a ton of experience of what a regular season is, and even though they didn't have that experience, really pushed them to succeed. Beginning with our first win against E.O. Smith, this team defined themselves as being able to take a punch and keep moving forward. They developed a tendency for coming from behind and picking each other up, for understanding that it's not always the person who finishes first to the wall overall who decides how a meet's going to come out. Okay. As we move through our regular season, our team ended up going 6-4 despite losing our opening meet against Farmington. We went 4-2 in the CCC South despite being underdogs in a number of those meets. I think it all culminated with our meet against Bristol, which really summed up how that season felt. We went into Bristol as a big underdog. Bristol, I think, was one of the 2 heavy favorites in our division this year. Went into the meet, got smoked in the first relay because they're really fast, okay? But that's okay. We took second, okay? And then we came back in the 200 freestyle relay, and we took first and third. And it kept going from there. To quote Adam Glavin, after every race, our motto was, the job's not done. Let's keep it moving forward. Okay? Whether it was races for 3rd and 4th, or races for 5th and 6th, or races for 4th and 5th, we kept taking close victory after close victory, and ended up taking a 92-91 victory in the last relay, per our MO, coming down to who took 3rd in that race. Honestly, it was one of the most exciting meets I've ever been a part of, and one of the most proud meets I've ever been a part of as a coach. This team took us to the CCC meet, finished 4th. We ended up finishing with 68 best times in that meet. Coach Franco said I'd have to give you some stats, so I'm going to come through with that. Okay, which was incredible, which was absolutely incredible. We ended up with 5 all-conference performers in that meet. Okay, and I'm going to have you guys come up to receive your certificates, starting with Aiden Melnick. Okay. Okay. Matt Jamrosic, Marcel Daybeck, Logan Zesnia, and Adrian Polochuk. And I'm going to have you guys stay up here for a sec, okay? From there, we went to the Class M State Trials Finals and eventually opens meets at Cornerstone at Cornerstone in West Hartford and at Middletown High School over the past 2 weeks. Started out with 10 athletes going to the state meet for the first time. Out of those 10, 8 of them ended up advancing to the Class M Finals meets. Throughout the process, they kept dropping time and making me reconsider when we start our taper. I'm just kidding, guys. It worked the way it was supposed to, okay? And culminating with 4 athletes going to the state open this past Saturday, per our form in a relay as a team. Those 4 athletes were Marcel Daybeck, Logan Zesnia, Adrian Polochuk, and Matt Jamrosic. Okay. For our individual awards this year, I'd like to start by recognizing a school record holder from this year. We had 2 school records broken this year, both by the same individual, Aiden Melnick. Aiden broke the 6 dive record with a score of 230.15, and he broke the 11 dive record with a score of 359.89. Despite regularly having like 1 practice a week because of pool unavailability and his home diving board getting broken and having meets where he didn't get to dive because of it, he still managed to come through and make the most of the opportunity, and we're incredibly proud of him for that, including his 7th place finish at Class M's at the end of the year. Our second award winner, our high point winner, was Logan Zesnia. Logan Zesnia not only scored the most points for us out of our meets throughout the course of the year, but ended up qualifying for the state tournament for the state meet in all but 3 events. Logan was a matchup nightmare for the people who we ended up swimming against. Surprising Bristol in a couple of events I'm sure he hates, 200 freestyle and 500 freestyle. But to quote another coach, Logan was someone you can put anywhere and know you've got a result coming. Logan works hard every day in practice. He's willing to give everything he has, and he's the kind of person who gets out of a 100 breaststroke, jumps right into a relay, and then drops 5 seconds because that's what his team needs. We couldn't be more proud of where he's going as a sophomore, and are excited that he's just scratched the surface for the next couple of years. Our second award winner, unfortunately, isn't here, but was really hard one to come up with. It was really difficult to make a decision on this one. This is our Most Improved Award. Our Most Improved Award this year went to Lucas Revenaugh, which was, yeah, you guys can clap. Okay. Which was really difficult to choose. We had guys who dropped over a minute in certain events this year, which was crazy. But Lucas did something this year as a brand new swimmer that we had never had done in our program before. He went from the first day of practice as someone who'd never competed, never been a competitive swimmer, first day of practice cramping up within the first 5 minutes and having to stop, to ending up qualifying for the state tournament and swimming the 100 breaststroke at Class M's last week, which is an incredible accomplishment. So we're incredibly proud of him for that. Our Coaches Award for this year, goes to the person who we had as our anchor. Swimming the anchor is the person you put in the end of your relay because you know they're the person who's going to come through. And for us this year, that was Matt Jamrosic. Unfortunately, Matt's not here today because he's learning how to teach other people to swim. That's what the class he's at. But it's important to recognize him. Matt was the person who stepped up every time we needed it and found another level for his team. He's the one who got on the end of a relay and dropped a half a second because that's what was needed. He's the one who stepped up in the middle of our meet against Middletown because one of his teammates fell down and hurt himself and said, yeah, coach, I'll take a totally different event and go try and win it for you. Matt ended up finishing 7th in the 50-yard freestyle, which tied for our highest finish at Class M States this past week. And as a junior, we're excited to see him go try and shoot after some school records next year. I'm incredibly excited to recognize our Redcoat Award winner for this year, Adrian Polochek. As one of our 2 seniors this year, Adrian is the quiet leader who finally spoke up. Adrian was the one person on our team who had been to a Class M States meet. I think you came to watch in time with us as a freshman. But that being said, he decided to step up and take on the role of a leader this year. From our time in the weight room through the fall, when he started making sure his brothers got there on time and make sure people were ready to roll and get ready to go, all the way through the course of the season. Every time he was dealt with a little bit of adversity, he found a way to turn it into something positive for the team. If he was out with a cramp, he was out with an illness, he was the guy on the side of the pool helping a teammate with technique, yelling at them to get back going. And to see him come through at the end and be able to finish his career with the best time at this Connecticut State Open this past weekend was the best way you could possibly ever end a season. So congratulations, Adrian. Once again, congratulations to all the winter athletes and families. Thank you very much to all the swimmers, divers, coaches for a phenomenal season and for making us excited to get back at this again next year.
I'm sure he's chomping at the bit, but we will now bring up our wrestling coach, Pete Velez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I would like to congratulate all the coaches and athletes on a successful winter campaign. And a big thank you to Dave and Steve for a coach that's not in the building. They are my lifeline. They do a lot for me. And, you know, I've coached in a building, and it's a little bit different when you're not here, so they did a great job helping me. Also, a big shout out to the cheerleaders and Unified Sports. Thank you. I know you have to put up with me. And I'm screaming and yelling, and it's much appreciated that you let us share the gym with you. Thank you very much. The Berlin High Wrestling program had a fantastic season this year, especially after not being able to compete last season. Our team went 14-1 overall this year, winning the CCC South, a first for Berlin Wrestling. In our final full team competitions of the year, our team placed second behind Simsbury at the CCC tournament and third at the Class M championships without two starters in our lineup. From the beginning of the year to the finish at the New England tournament, our team grew immensely in skill and mental toughness, much of which can be attributed to our senior leadership. When I announce the seniors, please stand up, okay? Monty Malinowskis, Aiden Cody, Christiana Morley, and our two captains, Natalia Chorzeppa and Marco Moreno. We are nothing without the seniors. I'd also like our all-conference members to stand up when I call you, please, because there's a lot of you, and I don't want you all walking up. We want to make it quick, as I was just told. All right. As a team, we had 8 members of the CCC all-conference team. Mason Arborio, Caleb Ord, Nico Coops, Landon Vera, Marco Moreno, Nikki Ibrahimi, Hamza Morabit, and Aiden Cody. We also had 9 state place winners at the Class M and Girls All-State Tournament. Sabella Landry and Nikki Ibrahimi placed 5th. Hamza Morabit, Landon Vera, and Marco Moreno placed 3rd. Aiden Cody, Natalia Chorzeppa, and Christiana Morley were runners-up. And last but certainly not least, our Class M state champion, Mason Arborio. If the goal of a program is to continually improve throughout the season, our wrestlers certainly did. And at the end of the year, when the stakes were the highest, these athletes performed their best. And now I'd like to present our 3 major awards. The Most Improved Award this year goes to Landon Vera. Please come up. Landon is an athlete who started 2 years ago for us as a freshman. Obviously, we didn't compete last year, and he didn't quite make the podium that year as a freshman. But as a junior, he had a tremendous finish to his season. He placed 3rd at both the CCC tournament and Class M tournaments and won 2 matches at the State Open, looking to place there next year. Our Most Outstanding Wrestler Award goes to Mason Arborio. Mason is a state champion in his sophomore season. He also placed 5th at the State Open and won his first match at the New England tournament and bowed out shortly thereafter, but had a great, great year for us. And our last award, the Redcoat/Coaches Award, if you will, goes to Marco Moreno. Marco was our rock this year, our compass. He showed up every day and led by example, as well as always having a word of wisdom and encouragement for the younger wrestlers. His leadership and stability was instrumental in making us who we were this year. I hope the underclassmen were paying attention. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
That concludes this part of the ceremony. Let's just have one final round of applause for all of our winter student athletes. If you are, I'll give the breakout rooms in a second. They are listed on the program as well. If you are a spring student athlete, best of luck with your upcoming season. The spring is a sprint. We're going to flip the calendar to April. It's going to be Memorial Day before you know it. So best of luck to our spring student athletes. Congratulations again to our winter student athletes. And the breakout rooms, basketball, both boys and girls will go to the A gym. The unified will go to the health room. The cheerleading squad will go to the guidance office. Indoor track will go to the cafeteria. Boys swim and dive will go to the media center. And wrestling will go to your home away from home in the B gym. Thank you for coming. Congratulations again, and have a great night.